Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including another record quarter of deliveries, new Model Y production at Giga Texas in Berlin, new Model Y features confirmed in the US, Elon Musk buying a huge stake in Twitter, and more, so let's get into it. First up today, Tesla once again had a record quarter of vehicle deliveries. For Q1 of 2022, which comprised of January to March, Tesla produced a total of 305,407 cars and delivered 310,048 cars. The divide of those vehicles is overwhelmingly the Model 3 and Y, with 295,324 Model Ys and 3s delivered and 14,724 Model S's and X's delivered. That's keeping pace with the previous quarter, where Tesla delivered 308,600 vehicles and grew by a little bit. This comes during a quarter that has seen sharp price increases, raw materials still being tough to obtain, and much more, showing how well Tesla is able to navigate those issues and still keep demand high. In response to these record numbers, Elon Musk said, quote, "This was an exceptionally difficult quarter due to supply chain interruptions and China policies. Outstanding work by Tesla team and key suppliers saved the day." This is a big deal for Tesla maintaining and growing their delivery pacing, but the big thing that should be changing drastically this coming quarter is the production ramping of their two new factories. Tesla has been consistently producing Model Ys out of both their new Berlin factory and Texas factory. Tesla delivered the first 30 Model Ys produced in Berlin, and coming up this week they'll be holding their Cyber Rodeo at Giga Texas. It's not expected that first deliveries will occur at that event, especially given how large of a party Elon Musk expects it to be, but it's a sign that they're very close. They originally said first Model Y deliveries from that factory would occur in Q1, so while they missed that target, it should be soon. Tesla announced that their earnings call will be occurring on April 20th, and that's where they'll announce the finalized delivery numbers, as well as how they did money-wise this past quarter. These calls typically give more info about product launches as well, so I'll be sure to keep you updated on that. Speaking of production at Tesla's newest factories, though, Giga Berlin has officially begun production of the white Model Y. These were actually spotted quite a while ago, back on February 20th. Only black Model Ys have been delivered thus far from Berlin, as far as we can tell, but new drone photos have shown a number of white Model Ys mixed in. There were 5 parked among a huge collection of Model Ys. It seems that a similar approach to slowly ramping up each color out of a new paint shop is being taken by Tesla at both factories. Over at Giga Texas, 23 new Model Ys were spotted in red. Last week, the first Model Y in red was spotted exiting the factory, and now there is this huge collection of them. Next to these red Model Ys, you can see black, white, and blue ones, so it seems the only color left to make at each factory is the Midnight Silver Metallic. Regarding new features for these cars, a few things that we've seen for a while now, but not officially in the US, include the cargo shelf. The Model Y has not included a cargo shelf, but various reports have shown Tesla adding one to the Model Y in China. They have also been spotted adding cargo hooks via the official owner's manual. Now, a white Model Y made at Giga Texas has been officially spotted with a cargo shelf. A Model Y trunk was left open at Giga Texas, and a few photos show a built-in OEM cargo shelf in use. It's also expected that this Model Y would feature those cargo hooks, since both upgrades were made at the same time over in China. This is a good sign that this feature will be coming shortly to all Model Ys. Especially if Texas ships Model Ys from Giga Texas soon, they'll be standardizing the Model Y out of Texas and Fremont factories so that they all have the same features. Again, we should hopefully be hearing more about Tesla's plans at Giga Texas this week. Elon typically speaks at these events and gives updates as to what Tesla's plans are, so the Cyber Rodeo should mark that occasion. Recent photos show Tesla setting up for that event with a lineup of Texas-made Model Ys, 6 white Model Ys parked in a star formation, and the Tesla Semi as well. Technically, the Semi could just be parked out there for something unrelated to the Cyber Rodeo, but it seems very likely. Additionally, many expect the Cyber Truck to be a big part of the Cyber Rodeo, so hopefully we'll see that on display. I'll actually be attending the Cyber Rodeo over in Austin this week, so be sure to subscribe to see my coverage at that event on Thursday and a full video that night or the next day. Next up today, Elon Musk has made some big moves in the social media space. Last week, he tweeted out a poll. He said, quote, "Free speech is essential to a functioning democracy. Do you believe Twitter rigorously adheres to this principle?" The results of this poll were around 70% no, and while the poll was still active, he said, quote, "The consequences of this poll will be important. Please vote carefully." In follow-up tweets, he said, quote, "Given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. What should be done? Is a new new platform needed. Many expected that Elon Musk would be launching his own social network, and while that's still a possibility, it seems he is taking a much different route. It was announced this week that Elon Musk purchased a 9.2% stake in Twitter, which makes him the platform's biggest shareholder. After this announcement, shares of Twitter surged, and estimates show that Elon's stake is worth around $2.89 billion. According to Bloomberg, quote, "It's unclear what Musk is planning with the stake. The filing with the SEC shows that the date of the event that triggered the disclosure was March 14th. The type of form used often indicates the investor isn't seeking to acquire control of a company or to influence who controls it. Elon's motivations aren't clear here, especially given that info, and his next tweet after this announcement was simply, 'Oh hi, lol.' According to Thomas Hayes from Great Hill Capital LLC, he said, quote, 'It does send a message to Twitter. Having a meaningful stake in the company will keep them on their toes because that passive stake could very quickly become an active stake.' Others, like CFRA analyst Angelo Zeno, said, quote, 'Musk's actual investment is a very small percentage of his wealth, and an all-out buyout should not be ruled out. It's very possible that Elon Musk wants to buy out and take over Twitter in order to push the company in a direction more in line with what he believes is essential, but it could also be unrelated. Given his recent tweets, it seems there's something active going on from Elon beyond simply an investment move, but time will tell. Either way, it's a pretty wild thing for Elon Musk to do and will surely be very controversial. It will also make many think that Elon's attention is away from Tesla and SpaceX, but that never seems to be the case. Next up today, there have been a number of battery announcements that will impact EVs and Tesla in the long run. First of all, the Biden administration has planned to use the Defense Production Act to ramp up mining and processing of essential materials used in batteries for renewable energy in EVs. Quote, "That could include nickel, lithium, cobalt, graphite, and manganese." According to the White House, quote, "The president is also reviewing potential further uses of DPA in addition to minerals and materials to secure safer, cleaner, and more resilient energy for America." The immediate result of this move is unclear, but long term, it could help more production and mining of essential minerals come from the US. It could also help out with supply chain issues that have already started and should only get worse in the coming years with more and more EV demand. One way that Tesla is avoiding a nickel crisis is what people are calling secret deals. Nickel is an essential element for a long-range EV battery for a Tesla, but the price has gone up significantly over the past year. Elon Musk asked nickel suppliers to increase production back in 2020, saying, quote, "Well, I'd just like to re-emphasize any mining companies out there, please mine more nickel. Okay, wherever you are in the world, please mine more nickel and don't wait for nickel to go back to some high point that you experienced some 5 years ago, whatever. Go for efficiency, obviously environmentally friendly nickel mining at high volume. Tesla will give you a giant contract for a long period of time if you mine nickel efficiently and in an environmentally sensitive way. So hopefully this message goes out to all mining companies, please get nickel." Now, according to Bloomberg, Tesla has been able to avoid some nickel price increases through secret deals, including one with Vale. Quote, "That includes a multi-year supply deal with mining giant Vale SA. The agreement, which hasn't been announced, covers nickel from Canada, according to people familiar with the matter who asked not to be named discussing private details." The label of secret on this deal isn't very clear since Tesla already uses Vale as their main nickel supplier, but these big deals apparently have been helping Tesla navigate nickel prices. It's one of their biggest advantages that most people still can't see. According to Todd Milan from Talon Metals, quote, "People don't realize how far ahead Tesla is when it comes to securing the supply chain for raw materials and an integrated approach to battery materials. It's a good sign for the future of nickel supply at Tesla and shows yet again how they are getting through supply chain issues." Further regarding batteries, one thing that many people seem to misunderstand is that EV batteries are not done with innovation. Tesla is working on their 4680 battery cells, and many other companies are working on advanced EV tech that could help us get longer lasting, longer range batteries in the coming years. Innovation is coming in each day, and a new presentation from Jeff Dawn has outlined a longer cycle life on an EV battery. A tweet from Sawyer Merritt said, quote, "News. Jeff Dawn, a battery technology pioneer who has co-authored over 730 papers and holds some 73 patents and has been working with Tesla for many years, has unveiled a 4 million mile EV battery. The battery was based on actual data of 15,000 cycles. According to Kent, this was based on actual data of 15,000 15,000 cycles. A 267-mile pack times 15,000 cycles equals 4 million miles. That's a 4 million mile battery and would absolutely crush any arguments against the longevity of EV batteries. Already from JB Straubel, we've heard that EV batteries today should last about 15 years, but that's with the current technology. In a future battery pack outlined by Jeff Dahn, they could last significantly longer before needing to be recycled. In a very different arena for EV batteries, a German battery startup is promising a new sulfur battery technology that could help mainstream EVs achieve a 900-mile range on a charge. One big advantage, if this tech proves successful, is that sulfur is very cheap as opposed to the minerals we were talking about earlier that are required for batteries today. The CEO of Theon said, quote, "Existing battery technology uses nickel, manganese, and cobalt for the cathode. It's called NMC811 because it has 80% nickel, 10% cobalt, 10% manganese. In our case, we replace this NMC811 with sulfur. So we have no nickel, no manganese, no cobalt, and we replace the current collective folds of copper and aluminum with graphene. So we have also no aluminum and no copper in our cells either. The only things we have in our cells are lithium metal foil, sulfur, and carbon." Their implementation plans are to start with aerospace customers for a qualification stage, move on to service air taxis, drones, phones, and laptops, and then turn to EVs in 2024. Most battery technology like this is still a ways off, and especially a ways off from being scaled for customers to actually buy. But EV batteries are only at the beginning stages of true innovation, and there's a lot to come in the future. In the next few decades, we could very well see new technologies offer cheaper batteries with more range and longer life. Next up today, Tesla's second factory, located in Shanghai, has had to remain shut down for longer than previously planned. Tesla China was hoping to resume operations on Monday of this week, but due to lockdowns, they are not able to resume operations as intended. Tesla originally planned to pause operation for 4 days, but still hasn't been able to resume. Overall, after yet another record quarter, this isn't expected to affect much long-term for Tesla, but in the immediate, it will likely see the delay of a few thousand vehicles. A factory like Giga Shanghai being closed for even a few days will greatly impact production, since they pump out so many cars on a regular basis. Next up today, a new report has ranked the Tesla Model 3 as the most affordable EV to operate. They looked at a wide range of electric vehicles and found out how much it would cost them to drive 100 miles. They used national energy prices to calculate this ranking, so things could vary a little bit in your area, but quote, "The Tesla Model 3 long-range dual motor is the most efficient EV to run, covering 100 miles on just $3.29 of charge." In second place was a standard range Tesla Model 3 for $3.45 of electricity for 100 miles. When you flip those stats a little bit, they found that $100 will get you 3,035 miles in a dual motor Model 3, 2,894 miles in a standard range Model 3, and 2,866 miles in a Hyundai Ioniq Electric. It's a bit unclear why a standard range Model 3, which is actually more efficient than a long range, costs more to drive in their calculations, but the difference calculated is pretty small. This demonstrates just how cheap it can be to run an electric vehicle, with electric prices coming in much cheaper than gas. Unfortunately, the upfront price of getting an EV is still very high, but that balance should hopefully even out in the next few years and decades to come. Lastly, for this report, they have full rankings for 20 different electric vehicles, and the BMW i3S was the most expensive, at least of these 20, to operate, but still not extreme at around 2,616 miles out for $100. Next up today, Tesla has added their official safety score feature to all Tesla insurance customers in California. Originally, this safety score was first released to approve people for the FSD beta. However, as Tesla Insurance has expanded in states outside of California, it is actively being used to adjust rates based on true driver data. In California, this safety score is actually only being added for educational purposes. It will not affect premiums until laws change to allow Tesla to do so. According to Tesla, regarding this product for insurance, they expect, quote, "Those deemed average drivers based on their safety score should save 20% to 40% on their premium compared to competitors, and those with the safest scores could save between 30% to 60%. An example chart shows how your safety score can improve your pricing, quoting about $121 for a 90% safety score and $83 for a 98% safety score. Regarding this score in California, Tesla said, quote, "Safety score beta is now available for California Tesla insurance customers for educational purposes and will not have an impact on your insurance availability or premium. You can opt out at any time." Previously, this was only added for those with the FSD package attempting to earn the FSD beta, but now it has been added to show Tesla insurance customers what their scores are. It's an interesting way to judge your driving and see how your car and Tesla thinks you're doing. It could potentially lead to people driving safer as well if they can see real up-to-date data on their driving safety habits. As with many products though from Tesla, it still is in beta, so keep that in mind. Last up today, a couple updates regarding other EV makers. Hertz has announced that they have agreed to purchase up to 65,000 EVs from Polestar over 5 years. It's a part of their plan to expand EV offerings, which currently comprise of many Tesla Model 3s and soon Model Ys. The CEO of Hertz said, quote, "We are excited to partner with Polestar and look forward to introducing their premium EV products into our retail and rideshare fleets." That's exciting for Polestar and for customers looking to rent good EVs since they are very well made. The one thing lacking there seems to be range, but everything else seems to be very good about Polestar's offerings. Over at GM, they closed out Q1 delivering a total of 457 electric vehicles. I almost said 457,000 there because I was hoping that was the truth, but it is not. Another absolutely pitiful quarter from a company who consistently claims to be the leader in EVs. They claim to be all in on EVs, but managed to sell about 309,000 less EVs than Tesla did last quarter. They still did deliver some though, so 358 of those cars that were delivered were the Chevy Bolt EV and EUV, while 99 were the GMC Hummer EV. It's frustrating to see this as EVs from all companies are welcomed and needed, but GM just doesn't seem to truly be prioritizing them. Hopefully this will change though, since GM said, quote, "Production of the Chevrolet Bolt EV and Bolt EUV will resume on April 4th. Chevrolet dealers continue to repair customer vehicles and recently resumed deliveries of some completed Bolt EV and Bolt EUVs in inventory." GM has around 65,000 reservations for their Hummer EV, so the demand is there if they can make them. DeLorean Motor Company has announced an official reveal date for their upcoming electric vehicle. Their new concept car is slated to premiere on August 18th, and they already released a teaser photo, which looks pretty great. With companies like this, a concept car will often be very far from the design that truly makes it to production, but hopefully this isn't the case this time around. Another EV from an exciting company like DeLorean is fun to see, and hopefully they can truly ramp it up and make it available. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see a video of the 12 things you need to do right after taking delivery of your Tesla, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.